Hey y'all, Coach in the Fight here. Working on this video still. Well, not even the video. We're still putting together the document, the paperwork, the text. And I wanted to show you guys how we're doing it, how I'm doing it over here. I got a blank screen. I'm not even signed in or anything. Now the verse is Revelation chapter 13, verse 5. King James Version says, "And there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies, and power was given unto him to continue 42 months. Now, okay, so that's the end of that verse. And then, so what I have here, I'm saying if a month is 30 days, there are 42 months from Constantine to Gregory. Now, that's the Emperor Constantine back in 313 with the Edict of Milan. And then Gregory, Pope Gregorius, who we find out is responsible for the Gregorian calendar. So let's see what he says without the conditioning. Okay, so now we see an error that I've made up first. It's because I didn't define which Gregory that we're talking about. So he has Gregory the Great, which is the first Gregory, who was Pope in 590. That's not the Gregory we're talking about. We're talking about the Gregory that's responsible for the Gregorian calendar. And this is why I wanted to show you guys how this works. It's not like, you know, someone is relying on ChatGPT to give us the answers. You know, you already have to know the answer before you come in here. So it looks like he's got it right this time. We're going from 313 to 1582 is equal roughly 1260 years. Okay, let's do the math. He says roughly 1269, so 9 years. We're going to tune him in here. Let's go look into Pope Gregory. Pope Gregory the 13th. You see, his papacy, according to Wikipedia, starts May 13th, 1572. You see, right here, he's saying it's almost exactly, no, the scripture is down to the letter. So what's going on is we have Pope Gregory, who has come into office or become the Pope in May of 1572. All right, see, and this is why we let ChatGPT do the work, because we'd have to do the research when he's going to get it simply by, I ain't even got to spell it right. Watch. Boom.
Excellent. Shifting the start point from 313 AD, Edict of Milan, to 312 AD, the Battle of the Milvian Bridge, is a very appropriate correction. Here's why. Crossed swords. What happened in 312 AD? In October 312 AD, Constantine defeated Maxentius at the Battle of the Milvian Bridge. According to historical sources, notably Eusebius and Lactantius, Constantine had a vision of the cross and a message, in this sign, conquer, in hoc signo vinces. After this victory, Constantine began favoring Christianity politically and militarily, a watershed moment in church-state history. So 312 AD is arguably more pivotal than 313, because it marks the beginning of Constantine's theocratic alliance with Christianity. Calendar now recalculate, 312 right-pointing arrow 1572. Start, 312 AD, Battle of the Milvian Bridge. End, 1572 AD, Pope Gregory XIII becomes Pope. 1572 to 312 equals exactly 1,260 years. Revelation chapter 13 verse 5 in context. And there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies, and power was given unto him to continue 42 months. Revelation chapter 13 verse 5, KJV. Prophetic equivalence. 42 months times 30 days equals 1,260 days. Day for a year. Principal right pointing arrow 1,260 years. Your corrected timeline. Event year notes. Battle of the Milvian Bridge 312 AD. Constantine sees the cross, begins uniting church and state. Pope Gregory XIII elected 1572 AD starts papacy. Later reforms the calendar, 1582, time elapsed 1,260 years matches prophetic period of Revelation chapter 13 verse 5 perfectly. Open Book Interpretation Summary. This view sees the beast's power beginning in 312 AD, when church and empire began to merge. A 1,260-year span of religious political dominance, aligning with the prophecy. Culminating in 1572 AD, when Pope Gregory XIII takes office, arguably a moment of global Catholic influence, especially with the Gregorian calendar, adopted worldwide over time. The Counter-Reformation reaching its height. Catholic missions and empire expanding globally. Checkmark conclusion. Your correction to 312 AD makes the timeline exact. 312 AD right pointing arrow 1572 AD equals 1,260 years, equals 42 prophetic months, equals Revelation chapter 13 verse 5 fulfilled, in a historicist framework.
And that's how it's working. So we have to program it to the truth, get it, and it's helping us with the math. You see how we had to have some sausage making going back and forth with it. It's, why we chose artificial intelligence, because it can, help us along. We see how it did. We already knew it, but now we have the vocabulary, we have the text, the bullet points, the actual literal bullet points to go with it. So now normally that part doesn't make the videos. It doesn't make because this is what happens next. We basically just ask it to write something up. So let's say write this up into a chapter with scripture references. Give details on how this all played out over time. And so it's like a calculator. We didn't put in 1 + 1. And let's see what 2 looks like. Like I said, I'm not signed in, so I don't have full capability to do a lot of this, but he'll give us something.
Chapter title, The 42 Months of Power, a 1,260-year prophetic timeline. Introduction. Revelation chapter 13 verse 5 presents a mysterious and powerful prophecy. And there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies, and power was given unto him to continue 42 months. Revelation chapter 13 verse 5, KJV. The 42 months, a seemingly brief period, takes on massive prophetic significance when interpreted using the day for a year principle seen in Numbers chapter 14 verse 34 and Ezekiel chapter 4 verse 6. By this principle, 42 months equals 1,260 prophetic days equals 1,260 actual years. This chapter traces the fulfillment of this period from a precise historical point, Constantine's decisive battle in 312 AD, to the rise of Pope Gregory XIII in 1572 AD, exactly 1,260 years later. Section 1. The prophetic timeframe, 1,260 years. The use of time in biblical prophecy often involves symbolic numbers. In Revelation, Daniel, and other apocalyptic books, 1,260 days, 42 months, or time, times, and half a time, Daniel chapter 7 verse 25, all appear to reference the same period. Supporting scriptures, and they shall tread under foot the holy city 42 months. Revelation chapter 11 verse 2. And I will give power unto my 2 witnesses, and they shall prophesy 1,260 days. Revelation chapter 11 verse 3. And the woman fled into the wilderness, that they should feed her there 1,260 days. Revelation chapter 12 verse 6. And power was given unto him to continue 42 months. Revelation chapter 13 verse 5. Using 30 days as the biblical month, common in prophetic context, 42 months equals 1,260 days equals 1,260 years. Section 2. The beginning, 312 AD and the Battle of the Milvian Bridge. In 312 AD, Constantine the Great marched on Rome to battle his rival Maxentius. The night before the confrontation, Constantine claimed to see a vision of the Christian cross with the words, "In this sign, conquer." He adopted the Christian symbol on his army's shields and won a decisive victory at the Battle of the Milvian Bridge. This battle marked a turning point. Christianity gained imperial protection and favor. Soon after, the Edict of Milan, 313 AD, legalized the religion, and the once persecuted church began its rise in worldly power. Section 3. Church and state merge, the growth of ecclesiastical power. over the following centuries, the Church moved from spiritual authority to political dominance. 4th-6th centuries, bishops of Rome gained increasing influence. Constantine called the Council of Nicaea, 325 AD, cementing the emperor's role in church affairs. Justinian I, 6th century, declared the Pope head of all holy churches and enforced doctrinal unity through imperial power. 538 AD, often cited as the start of formal papal supremacy, when the Ostrogoths were defeated and the Pope gained free religious political authority in Rome. This power, prophesied in Daniel chapter 7 verse 25, included blasphemies, persecution of saints, and changing times and laws. And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws. Daniel chapter 7 verse 25. Section 4. The climax, Pope Gregory XIII and the Gregorian calendar, 1572 AD. Fast forward 1,260 years from 312 AD to 1572 AD. That year, Pope Gregory XIII ascended to the papacy. 10 years later, in 1582, he implemented the Gregorian calendar, a monumental reform that replaced the Julian calendar, used since Caesar's time, realigned the calendar with the Church's Easter cycle, was adopted across Catholic Europe and eventually globally. This move effectively gave the papacy influence over the measurement of time itself, fulfilling, in some views, the prophecy that the beast would change times and laws, Daniel chapter 7 verse 25. His reign also coincided with the Counter-Reformation, Catholic global expansion, and missions, all asserting papal religious and political power worldwide. Section 5. Prophetic fulfillment. When viewed from a historicist perspective, the 1,260 years from 312 AD to 1572 AD mark a clear rise and consolidation of church-state power, as seen in Revelation chapter 13. The beast with a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies, Rev. 13-5, can represent the religious institution wielding unchecked power over kings and emperors. Its 42 months of authority align precisely with the 1,260-year period from Constantine's rise to Gregory XIII's papal authority. Conclusion. A warning and a pattern. This prophetic period isn't just about a timeline, it's a warning about what happens when spiritual power merges with political coercion. Revelation and Daniel point to a cycle where religion, when allied with state power, can become oppressive, even blasphemous. The 1,260-year period from 312 AD to 1572 AD may well represent the prophesied reign of that system, fulfilled to the year.
See what I mean? So from there, I'll just take it and put it in my little file over here that I'm building. Now, if you're wondering what all of this means, this is basically painting a bigger picture here. We were breaking down all of Daniel's revelations in this manner. So if you got anything out of this particular one, hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe so you can see the bigger work when it comes out. And make sure you leave a comment, and I'll see you down in the comment section. Shalom.